when I get to teaching D-gap RPOs, there's still 3 ways to fix it. I used to teach it was 2 ways to fix it, unless now I'm really, here's the tools I'm giving you in your toolbox as a quarterback to fix this. You're fixing the apex player. You see, it doesn't say nickel Sam. It doesn't say boundary safety. You're fixing the apex player. Where some weeks against that robber defense that I put up on the screen earlier, I'll go back and find a clip of that. Or I'm seeing a cover 2. Here is the refreshing this for anybody new coming in. This is the defense we all designed RPOs for. I've got an apex nickel Sam. I can tell my quarterbacks all day to fix that guy if I taught him that way. This is a boundary safety. He's getting in the run fit. We're going to throw the glance. We're going to throw the hitch. We're going to throw whatever that single receiver RPO is. And I would love to tell you that that's what we see every day now. It is not what we see. So we don't teach it that way. We teach it based off of fitters. Let me find this perfect clip right here. Here's the look right here. So give you an example. This is the look of not being the nickel or the boundary safety. I'm playing Southern Utah, who does a really good job of mixing up looks and scheming things up. Well, the nickel Sam is now outside leverage my number 2 receiver. So if I'm doing a bubble RPO, if I'm doing a stick route RPO, they're not there. They're not going to be there. They've got those things out leveraged, or they're standing over the top of it. So now where are they adding the extra hat? They're adding an extra hat from a free safety. That free safety has now become the D-gap player, and I better have done a good job of teaching my quarterbacks different coverages, different fitters, where the different fitters are coming from, especially preseason, in the summer, in my installs, in their video they do on their own, and then in season that week he better know the main coverages that we're going to get that week. So here's the D-gap fitter, and then in the boundary, they're actually trying to put the corner in a trap 2 look in the D-gap fit. So that we teach, once again, we teach the RPO a little bit different than most people because it's based off of the D-gap, not an actual human being player. So get back to this slide. So how am I going to fix those gaps? Number 1, I'm going to hand the ball off. You can never go wrong giving the ball to our tailback. Our tailback, his job, he gets paid to make one person miss. So at worst case scenario, he needs to make a guy miss. Number 2, I'm going to throw off of the D-gap player. The nickel Sam comes into the box, I throw the stick. The nickel Sam, we throw the bubble into the boundary. The rover comes down the fit in the D-gap. I'm going to throw the glance. I'm going to throw the out route. I'm going to throw the hitch into the boundary. So throwing the ball now becomes the second option in the D-gap. So the quarterback's got to understand in C-gap, we're trying to run first. In the D-gap, it's run first, throw second. Run first, throw second. And then I put a clip in here. It doesn't happen much that a defense calls the perfect blitz into the exact side this thing needs to happen. But if I teach it based off of fixing the D-gap, when they do blitz the D-gap, he understands it. Do you have to throw off of D-gap blitz? No. You can run. He can ride read to run. Let's say the D-gap blitz or the nickel Sam comes tight off of blitz, and I got an exact look of that. The nickel Sam blitzing, and actually he's supposed to blitz for the upfield shoulder of the quarterback to contain. So that means just hand the ball off. Don't force it, though, if you don't have to, into pressure. Or if he takes the running back, the quarterback can pull and run. So I used to say D-gap reads, quarterback's going to stay on the spot. Well, I'm really staying on the spot just to throw the second level throw. It is the only time I stay on the spot. So let's get into an RPO concept. So Coach Dearmon, MA, Coach Dearmon, this is our 1 RPO. This is the copy and paste. Didn't do a good job making my own clinic tape this week. So this is our 1 RPO. We call it a 1 because it's the first one we install. It's also it's number 1 on our route tree is a 4-step speed out. So it made it simple. So for us, you can do whatever you want to. All right. And I get O-line coaches that usually get mad at me when I say do whatever you want. I fully am locked into the O-line. Don't take it that I'm not locked into the O-line. My father would be mad at me as an O-line coach. You can block whatever C-gap to C-gap run that you want in front of you. It could be inside zone. It could be outside zone. It could be power. It could be counter. It could be I'm not a big tier 2, level 2 RPO off of duo for the simple fact that duo is essentially power off the backside, and there's a lot of different teaching that goes with duo. Now, duo, what we'll do if we do run duos, we'll put just a leverage throw, which is a right now throw off of it. But it's, to me, there's a lot more things that could be bastardized and funky that's outside of what we do in our normal system with duo. But you can do any C to C run. My quarterback's job is to fix the D gap. So the D gap is going to be whatever defender has that and that. Once again, most teams going to say it's the nickel Sam in apex quarters. But you saw looks where I'm going to not always get that. So fix the D gap. The field one route is never, ever, ever a post-snap read. This decision right here is going to be made pre-snap. That is your leverage throw. If you get off an inside leverage corner to the field and you've got a quarterback that can make this field throw, power to you, you throw it. If nothing stops it, it better be 95% completion throwing these balls. If you have a matchup that you love to throw a field go ball, what we do is they have a 4-step out unless they get a low corner. Any version of low corner means outside release go ball. It could be cover 2. Cover 2 is a version of a low corner. Any low corner inside of 4 yards, you run a go ball. And that's on both sides. Now, our 2 pre-snap or post-snap options are the slot and the boundary single. And usually what we do when I first started doing this, if you read my book, if you ever done my clinics before, whatever side I opened you to was the side that you would read. Based off of every team we play that week, a lot of teams are, what defenses are doing nowadays is they're putting their run fitters opposite the tailback. That way the fitter to the side of the turn can help stop the RPO by slow fitting. So we're doing it a little bit more, reading through our brown hole a little bit, teaching our quarterback, at the end of the day, fix the D-gap fitter. And if I'm running this RPO and that corner decides to get in this run fit and we run that whole shot ball, if that safety decides to get in this run fit and the corner is off, and we can take it there. You fix a D-gap player. If both D-gap fitters are late to the party, you hand the ball off, and we get a good run out of that play. So there's a lot that can happen on this play. I can change the run game that happens in front once again, and it doesn't change what the receivers are doing, or it doesn't change the gap that the quarterback is responsible for. So this is a couple years ago at Middle Tennessee. We have changed this since being at Middle. So at Middle, we would just lock the one routes because at the end of the day, we were so basing it off of just the RPO. Now, if I've got a guy here, this was our speed guy. I wish we would have been doing it at Middle then. But this was our fastest guy on our team. He got manned up look with no safety help over the top in this quarter's look that we could have just had the go ball built in. You're going to see it now where we do. Same thing up top. That boundary receiver has a corner that is within 4 yards playing man. Instead of running that speed out, we would just run the go ball. The slot receiver is going to run 4 steps, and he's going to turn out. And I've been asked this multiple times. I know this is probably a question. I'm going to go ahead and answer this question. Coach, why do you turn out? Why wouldn't you just turn in on the hitch? Well, for sheer fact, turning in and turning out ends up being about a 4-yard difference in space. And if I do 4 yards difference in space, that gives my quarterback 4 more yards away from that nickel, just in case he was wrong, just in case that guy sprints back out late, is the reason why we do that. The other reason why we do that is a lot of times if I'm playing just true quarters where this guy's got all of 2, we run so much go flat to beat that if he turns and sits and this guy comes screaming down here, he can catch and get vertical and make that guy miss because it's a compliment to just running go flat, to be honest with you.